Welcome to Tobar's Realm. Today I think I'm going to try making a Swedish torch, which essentially you can make from a log I've seen it done different ways where you can split a log like into 4 pieces, cut out the inside, and then kind of wrap it back together so it's got a hole down the center. Then you just light it and it burns from the inside. Add some air holes on the bottom and essentially make a rocket stove that burns itself. So I'm going to try that with a chunk of 6x6 timber that I have that's left over from when I built my pergola. But I cut it into, this is approximately 9 inches long, and I'm just going to drill down the center with a 1-inch spade bit. Hopefully it won't be that hard, who knows. And then drill it in from the side to make the air hole and just try it out and see what it's all about. And if that works, I have some more 6x6s that I could cut into like pre-made sizes, and I could just build like a metal frame to put a pot on top of, and then just have these pre-made to go. So I'm going to drill that down now. Unfortunately, I only have a 6-inch, I guess, 1-inch spade bit, so I'm hoping the tip of it will stick down in there enough. But prototype, we'll try it out. Man, that smells good. I like working with pine. You ever worked with oak? Man, that stuff's stinky. Uh-oh. New battery. That should be there. Let me check. Barely see some light in there. You see it? Oh, maybe not. There we go. Alright, I got it drilled out. There's probably 3 inches below the hole and about 6 inches above. I don't know if that's a good combination or not, if it should be lower or higher, or if it's good, but I left some of the cuttings from drilling it inside of there to help get it started, and I think I'll use a fire starter made from cotton ball and Vaseline. I have a short video on that where, man, cotton balls soaked in Vaseline make awesome fire starters. So if you don't know about those, check them out. They're pretty cool in my opinion. So let's take it outside and light it. I just got it set out on my outdoor grill here, and here's that cotton ball with Vaseline. Just kind of pull them apart and then when you light them, they just go. So I'm going to shove that in there and hope that that works. Hopefully it'll get a draft going and get pulling air through it. Might have packed it a little bit too much, we'll see. I think I did pack it a little too much. We'll find out though. I don't want the outside to catch on fire. Need a little stick to poke it in there a little better. Ooh, there we go. Guess the trick's just getting it started, and once it gets going, I bet it's good. It's been going for about 5 to 10 minutes, and it's making a lot of smoke, but it hasn't really caught on fire, so I'm thinking it's not getting enough air. Maybe if I drilled that hole all the way through. I only have a 1-inch paddle bit, so maybe it's just too small. We'll let it go for a while and see what happens. Alright, well, I put it out. I just covered the air hole in the top and it just went out. And I did drill a hole on the back side, so it's got all, that hole goes all the way through. And then the one on top, I just put a little tiny bit of kindling down in there, and then those cotton ball Vaseline fire starters. So I'm gonna try it again, see if I can get this thing going. Give it a few minutes and see what happens. Well, it's been a few minutes and it's trying to do something in there, but I'm thinking that that hole is just too small, because good grief, look, that's a lot of smoke. That is not how you want this to go, but I'm just gonna let it go and see what happens. I have another piece that I can use and try it with a larger hole in there, and so trying to learn from my mistakes on this one. It's been going for about 10 minutes and it's still not looking great, but the smoke coming out the top looks like I could light it with a lighter, which I just did, and then I blew it out. So let's see if it'll work again. Just needed that little extra. Oh man, it's almost there. I think on the other chunk I have, I'm just gonna make the inside hole like, I don't know, maybe 2 inches, and then drill it down and leave like a shelf, and then start the fire inside the top half with, I'll try it with one hole. So we'll see how this ends up going though. And the smoke stopped as soon as it lit, so that's nice. That smoke was something else. If you had mosquitoes, that'd work pretty good. If everybody wanted to smell like a campfire. It's probably been close to half an hour, and the wind's blowing a little bit from that way, which is working good for this side. But then the flame was starting to blow out the other side, so I just blocked it with a couple little brick pieces, and I put this little thing on top with a pan, my cast iron pan that I used to melt lead in, and I just did that to see, kind of get a sense of the temperature of that thing, because if it doesn't melt the lead, then I know it's below that melting point, but if it does melt it, then that tells me it does. So I don't know, we'll keep running it, see what happens. Well, it got hot enough to melt the lead. I moved that brick out of the front of there because the wind kind of died down, so I don't remember offhand what the temperature of lead melting is, like 800 degrees or something like that. But whatever, the point is that it worked. And I don't know if you can see in there exactly how much of this block has been used up, but there's still a lot. So I think this plan is feasible. It's just lighting it with that tiny hole is what didn't quite work out. So I'm gonna try a second one, and I think building a frame, I think I'll build like a square frame on the bottom and a square frame on the top that can kind of telescope a few inches so that it'll fit multiple lengths of these what are they called, Swedish torches. And as long as you have a log, or in this case a timber piece, it'll work. Like, it'll be adjustable. So it's promising. I'm happy with how it's going. All right, well, it's been running probably an hour, maybe more. I don't know, I didn't really keep track, but it's starting to deteriorate to the point where I think I'll get this off there and just kind of let it burn out and see what ends up being left. All right, well, it's probably been an hour and a half maybe, and it's starting to fail. But I think if I made a metal frame around that, I could feed more wood into there, like just twigs and sticks and whatnot, and it would last a while. So this is my pre-made Swedish torch 1.0. I'll come out with a 2.0, but proof of concept worked. Thanks for watching. Till next time.